vs. Superman. There's no better pairing of an epic destiny fight than these two characters. In fact, fans were waiting for a movie featuring this rivalry for decades, and they got it.
Why did you say that name? Why did you say that name? Why did you say that name?
Oh yes, you got it good. Video games, however, were a totally different story. Just about 20 years ago, Super Nintendo owners were graced with the Justice League game that they were waiting for. It was called Justice League Task Force. And I only assume similar to the Batman vs. Superman movie. Oh, you got it. You got it real good. But this isn't even why we're here today, because Injustice 2 is right around the corner, and it's shaping up to be the biggest superhero fighting game of all time. Seriously, and this is coming from me, someone who is a huge Marvel vs. Capcom fan. But even I can admit, Marvel vs. Capcom as a series was only ever really popular in the arcades and never really made up for it in raw sales. And really, I think the reason behind it is just the concept of Batman vs. Superman. Simply the thought of these two gigantic comic book powerhouses duking it out over which one is the best is really tantalizing. And even as someone who passively liked Batman as a kid, passively liked Superman throughout my life, even I want to know. I want to get in there and find out, control the characters if I can, and settle this dispute once and for all.
We both knew it'd come to this.
It was only a matter of time.
I'll try to make it painless.
But there's a unique, dark history to the Injustice series that you might not realize exists. And today we're going to take a look at it. Because even back in the mid-2000s when it came out, I wouldn't even play it.
But I will.
Whoa!
I'm Batman.
Oh, there's my clickbait dog. I'm guessing you think Batman would win in the fight versus Superman, right?
Of course! Superman is such a Boy Scout. Batman has the tech and the talent, and can prepare for any situation. You don't want to give Batman prep time. You stand no chance.
Well, good. Because it sounds like you know the dark history. You remembered what actually took place back in 2008. I wasn't there. I only heard stories.
Wait. Oh, God, no! I thought this was an Injustice 1 review. Max, you can't do this to people.
Oh, yes, I can. Because around here, we never forget! Sorry. The true history of Injustice lies here. Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe. The first time ever where the likes of the Mortal Kombat series as well as the DC Universe would collide in a video game.
Weirdly enough, this isn't even considered an Injustice game. Everyone refers to Mortal Kombat vs. DC as Mortal Kombat 8.
No kidding. It's more complicated than a comic book cinematic universe. This was a very interesting time for Mortal Kombat, as its owners, Midway, were about to file bankruptcy where they'd eventually sell the Mortal Kombat property as well as several others to Warner Brothers Interactive. But somewhere, sometime during the game's development, someone decided to crash the DC and Mortal Kombat universe together into one video game.
Sounds cool, right? Well, it wasn't. Because it's tied to the comic book characters, the MK series for the first time was slapped with a disgraceful T rating. Meaning, all the gore and fatalities of the previous games would be replaced with some of the weakest finishers we had ever seen in a Mortal Kombat.
Whoa, Benny! Let's not spoil it for everybody, because they must see to believe. X to enter or circle to kill? You think circle to kill means us? Or the game?
I hope it means the game.
Irreversible damage? Dude, the first time the PlayStation 1 tries to bite off a finger, the Dreamcast takes a bus trip to Canada, and now this?
This show is getting expensive.
matter what we end up saying about this thing at the end of this review, I gotta give it credit where credit is due. It's got one of the sickest interactive menus I've ever seen in a fighting game. Batman and Scorpion literally have a fight scene together when you're going through the menus. How cool is that?
There's a total of 20 playable characters at the start, with 2 bosses that are unlockable. Outside of one of these bosses, every DC character here would be appearing years later in the first Injustice game. Similar to most Mortal Kombat games, you get 4 face attack buttons, a block button, a grab button, and a close combat button.
Wait, close combat? Like, does each of those words start with a K? This game still oozes the 90s.
However, this game came before Mortal Kombat 9, when the series went back to traditional 2D combat. So we get this really awkward 3D movement with the analog stick.
Personally, this was one of the things that really turned me off about the PS2/Xbox era of Mortal Kombat games, was that full arena movement. Imagine it feeling like a Soul Calibur game, but just extremely unnatural, and their poses moving in that way just really doesn't complement it.
Looks like Superman's gonna take a crap.
Hey, don't you talk shit about Superman, Benny.
The game also tries to introduce some new, more cinematic mechanics. Close combat grabs the opponent for a button guessing game where you can rack up the damage. Test Your Might rushes the opponent through a wall where you mash the hell out of the buttons.
Test your might.
And free fall combat is pretty much like close combat, but you can switch sides and do damage to the opponent instead.
I get it. These were pretty much where the Injustice stage transitions came from. Instead, you kick them in the genitals. Over and over and over and over and over and over and over.
Max!
Sorry. Well, let's see if I can get used to this. Let me try out some of these combat challenges.
Wait, you're actually gonna try those?
Well, yeah. I mean, we gotta learn how to play this thing, don't we? Why not?
Oh, nothing. Have fun.
And look at that, I got confetti for doing it. All right, this isn't so bad so far. All right, yeah, this one's a little tougher. All right, let me see if I can just right here. Shit. Damn it! Didn't. Why doesn't it hit? This thing always whiffs. Son of a bitch! Why isn't it working? I'm doing the moves. This is insanity! This game has the most brain-dead easy combos, and it goes to the most horrifically difficult in a heartbeat. Pro move? Promove? How the hell am I supposed to promote something? There's nothing! There's nothing in the entire guide on promoving at all!
It's easy, Max. Just pro-move it.
Very helpful, thanks, Benny. I mean, how the hell are you supposed... Oh, I did it! I did it! I don't know how I did it! What did I do? I didn't do anything different! Oh, sweet Jesus, now I have to do it like 6 times? What the hell? Okay, so I'm guessing that a promove is like a just frame, meaning you have to press the button right at the perfect moment. Supposedly, the only way to visually see when it's supposed to happen is this little magic sparkle above their head.
Look for the magic sparkle. It's the best mechanic ever. Here, I'll make it easy on you. Try Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung.
You better not be trolling me, Benny, or I'm gonna be pissed.
2 hours later.
How in God's name are you supposed to line this juggle? This is ridiculous! I've been trying to do this one combo for hours now, and the music is making me lose my shit! Every single time I reset. Da-dun! 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 I can't take it anymore!
One of the biggest complaints of MK vs. DC is the lackluster fatalities, or as they're described for the DC good guys like Batman and Superman, they're heroic brutalities.
Superman wins. Flawless victory. Heroic brutality.
Let's see if we can find the best one.
Batman wins. Superman wins. Flawless victory.
My God, these are so weak. And they don't even kill each other. Look how goofy this is.
Captain Marvel wins.
I mean, come on. The Flash does a Snoopy tap dance.
The Flash wins.
Some of these special moves are absolutely hilarious. Benny, check this one out. I'm officially calling it the Cooch Copter. Oh god, Batman. Don't throw bats at Jax. He's afraid of bats. Batman, you monster!
Batman wins.
Yeah, I think I'm done looking at these. On to the real finishers.
Wins.
Okay, these aren't so bad. There's obviously no dismemberment like Mortal Kombat 9, Mortal Kombat X, but at least the result is you actually killing the opponent. And even some classic ones are in there too.
Liu Kang wins.
The Joker has an interesting one, as it's censored in our version, but in some other territories, it's uncensored.
The Joker wins.
And they actually end up using the same exact fatality for Shang Tsung in Mortal Kombat 9, but the uncensored version.
Shang Tsung wins.
Somehow, they were able to fit a specific one into a T-rated game. It's infamous as being the most gruesome fatality in Mortal Kombat history.
Wait a minute, I've heard of this. Are you sure we're even allowed to show it?
When are we ever gonna play this game again?
Good point. Let's just hope we don't get banned.
Wins.
Disgusting! Completely disgusting! This is why video game violence should be banned.
What if they had sensitive ribs? Or no health insurance? How are they gonna pay for it?
Oh, it's just such a blatant disregard for human health. Benny, let's make a truce. We'll never speak of this ever again.
Deal.
Alright, let's fire up this story mode. I'm just hoping, Benny, that this is as good as the first Injustice.
Batman's gonna take it.
Well, I'm rooting for Superman.
We'll see about that.
And we will see.
Now, before we get into it, the story is ridiculously cheesy. You choose either playing on the Mortal Kombat or DC side, and you play a non-canon story about what happened after Darkseid and Shao Kahn were defeated. After they both get banished by Superman and Raiden at the same time, their consciousness converges in the multiverse. This creates an anomaly in the Mortal Kombat and DC universe called Rage.
You serious? It's just called Rage, that's it? I think this is the name of the thing I accidentally was doing every once in a while.
What's happening?
That's exactly it. Rage is built into the game's mechanics. It essentially is a great reason why characters like the Joker can even fight characters like Superman, because it weakens the powerful characters and buffs up the weaker ones.
I won't lie, it's kind of interesting to go all the way back to find the roots of where Mortal Kombat story modes kinda came from. There's a lot of production value in this stuff. Every single cutscene has characters talking to each other, has multiple characters battling sometimes, and even has a bunch of funny interactions that, man, I would have really appreciated back in the day. But nowadays, holy crap, in comparison to some of the stuff that NetherRealm is doing now, it comes across as ridiculously funny.
Deathstroke, how's it going? Yeah, it's been a while. I got all the money for you. No, please! I got the money! Ah!
Holy shit!
If you come with me, you will not be harmed.
Yeah, very threatening, Scorpion. Great job.
A clown? You were defeated by a clown?
What a dickhead, right?
Who doesn't want to see Scorpion get punched in the back of the head with a boxing glove? Whoa! Liu Kang and Kitana look awkwardly realistic, especially in comparison to the other characters. Something just seems off.
Alright, here's the big epic fight. The entirety of the DC Universe and Mortal Kombat are gonna square off and...
Raiden and his allies battled the invaders with a diabolical elation.
What the hell? What happened? It's a still image battle? I'm starting to see a lot of the production constraints that were taken when making this game.
Finally, we get to see it. The creation of Darkseid and Shao Kahn as one, and it's Dark Khan.
Face each other or face me. It makes no difference. You will fight!
For some reason, I was expecting a lot more. And this dude has the lamest attacks I've ever seen. There's not a lot in terms of what Darkseid could do. He really just does a lot of the cheap stuff that Shao Kahn did back in the day.
Well, the entire story is there just to give you a reason to fight each one of the characters. It's not terrible, it's just not great.
Dark Khan wins.
And I feel like that summarizes my entire opinion about the game too. There's actually a lot to Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe, outside of a whole bunch of really awkward attacks and animations, kinda stiff controls which you can blame to the PS2 era going to the Xbox 360 era, and some ridiculously horrifying combos that took way too long to complete. There's actually quite a bit of game here, and I would totally give it about a 6 or 7 out of 10. It's completely passable, it's just that in comparison to all the other crazy stuff that NetherRealm has made over the years, this one definitely stands out as the sore thumb. God, dude. The end of that, I don't even know if I like Superman anymore.
Yeah, Batman was kind of a putz in this game.
Exactly. Like, what was the point? We don't even need them to fight.
You two! You must fight!
Yeah, I think I'm good on that. Thanks though, Benny, you take care of this.
Yeah, I'm getting the hell out of here too.
No, wait! Who's supposed to fight now? Come back! Oh.